The Prentice Alsop Heating and Air Coaches Corner, fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's Murfreesboro on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, and streaming at WGNSSports.com.
The Coaches Show is brought to you by JHA Company, Josh Houston and Associates, jewelry, letter jackets, yearbooks, graduation products, and more online at jhacompany.com. I'm Danny Brewer. I'm really excited to be joined by Eagleville girls head basketball coach Chris Lynch this morning. Coach Lynch, how are you?
I'm doing really good. How are you?
Well, I'm quite well. You know, I say this every Saturday morning. This is such a fantastic time of year for me because you've got the end of the district basketball season. So, district play, I love district play because it's always very competitive, very exciting. People are getting ready for the tournament. Of course, hopefully spring is in the offing. The days are getting longer. I'm a big horse racing guy. It's on the road to the Kentucky Derby. We got all that stuff going. Man, it is a great time of year, isn't it, Coach?
Oh, yeah. All those things. Maybe minus the horses, but that's okay.
Well, I figured a stud like you might enjoy a little bit of thoroughbred racing, but that's
yeah, I do like horse racing. I do like that.
There you go. All right, so, Coach, let's talk a little bit about Eagleville girls basketball here. Tell me a little bit about what happened this past week for the Lady Eagles.
This past week, we had Fayetteville City at home on Friday night, and we had lost several in a row, and we had just lost a tough district matchup to Moore County, and we finally got back in the win column, got Brindley Bain back, and she came out and scored 20, hit 5 threes. So that was a nice lift. We've been missing her for about 5 or 6 weeks since the Riverdale game. And so that gave us a whole new dimension, and also got us a little deeper in our bench. So it was a really good night. Played at home, had a really good crowd. So that was last Friday night. And then Tuesday we had another little hiccup against Cascade and cut it to a 2-point game late, and they ended up winning by 4. Still weren't. Our offense isn't clicking good, and so we had a couple of good days of practice. Had Huntland last night and played really well. We finally played good for 4 quarters and sped the game up. It might have looked a little sloppy at times, maybe a little bit of that on purpose. And Mia Thompson came in and had 19 points, and Bailey Suter had double figures with 10. We shot it pretty well. And our defense caused a lot of turnovers. So that was a good revenge game against Huntland. We went there and lost about 5 or 6 points. And then last night we had probably a 25-point lead in the fourth quarter and got some other girls some playing time. So it was a good night.
Coach, let's talk a little bit about I think both these girls are seniors, Bain and Thompson. Are they both seniors for you?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think last night was senior night. Is that right?
It was.
So when you talk about having a couple of kids like Bain and Thompson, I know you mentioned Bain hit 20 the other night, Thompson hit 19 last night. Talk about those girls and what they've done, not only this year for Eagleville, but throughout their Lady Eagle career.
Yeah, they have both been really good scorers since their 6th grade year. And they've enjoyed a lot of success. They mentioned in the other seniors, we have 6, so I feel like they provide a good supporting cast around them, and they're both really good competitors, and they just play really hard, and they care a lot about the game. So I think that really, they put a lot of work in, and when both of them are on the same night, we're really hard to beat. When one of them is on, and teams have been face guarding Brindley, so it's made it kind of hard, and it does open it up a lot for other people. But they are, in middle school, I'm pretty sure they both averaged about 17 points a game their 8th grade year, and went really far in the TMSAA tournament, down to the close to the finals. And they've carried that on. Brinley was our leading scorer of the 6 or 7 games. She came up her 8th grade year, and that was from the non-starting spot. So that was through district and region tournaments, and they just both have a knack of scoring the ball. Brinley's more of an outside shooter, and she's added some drive to her game. Good mid-range. Mia Thompson can do it from anywhere. She's a great penetrator. She's also leading us in assists. She's leading us in rebounding. She's leading us in total points. Her and Brinley both, probably up above 15 points a game. Brinley was up around 18 when she got hurt, so I know she's probably close to 18, 19 points a game right now. Shooting a little over 40% from three-point range, around 44%. And Mia's around 60% from 2-point and around close to 40 from 3. So, they're just both special players, and it's fun to coach them, especially when your leading scorers are your hardest workers. It really helps out, because they're both really good defenders. Mia's probably one of the best hand-to-ball defenders that I've ever coached. And she usually carries a tough assignment every night on the other team, getting, one of their best players, or at least the best ball handler. Brinley's physically tough, and, of course, she is in superb shape, signed with Arkansas to play softball. So, just built different.
Built differently, that, because all the things that you just told me tells me that these girls aren't just scorers; they are fantastic all-around basketball players and fantastic athletes. Because when you talk about Thompson rebounding, assists, scoring, defensively, she's kind of like the total package.
She is. They both are great girls, great grades. So. Great parents, so you just can't, you can't ask for much more.
When we talk about, you mentioned something else when we were talking about Brinley Bain, 8th grader. So for those out there who don't know, Eagleville School, you get to see these kids come up from a young age all the way through middle school into high school. So that kind of lends a little bit more, because it's the Eagleville community. So got to be kind of special for you, because I know you've been there a few years, to be able to watch these kids come up through the ranks.
Yeah, and also at Eagleville, since it's one school under one building, they're eligible to play their 8th grade year. So it's not like at other schools, if you have a separate school name or you're not under one building, under one roof, you don't have the option to play as an 8th grader. But and that happens every now and then. The year she came up, or the year they came up, they just both we needed a little lift on the high school team, and they provided that. So that made it nice.
So, Coach, let's talk about what you got coming up. I know big win last night. What do you got coming up the week that's the week to be?
We have Fayetteville City Friday night, and that's our only game. So we'll take a few days and step back and probably work on a lot of fundamentals, do some shooting, probably get some film work in, probably Monday or Tuesday, and then try to put 2 really good practices together to go on the road at Fayetteville. And that's always a very hard place to play. We won a real close game at home against them. They're really long, athletic, have good shooters. And, they're just a tough team to play, and it's a big game as far as, our seeding in the district. So, I know everybody's wanting to stay away from Moore County first round. And, so it's a big week in how we prepare for it. So, we're going to go in and kind of enjoy last night's win for a day and then get back to work.
So when we talk about district tournament, where is the district tournament going to be hosted at this year?
Well, the district tournament is at Huntland, so that's a long trip for us. And that's going to be a little, adversity that we have to fight. And, that gym is hard to play in, but it is for everybody. So unless you're playing Huntland, you kind of just both, on the even playing field there. So, that trip will probably take us a little over an hour and a half, close to an hour and 45 minutes. And it's windy, curvy roads, and it's not the best ideal situation. But we hosted the district last year, so it's someone else's turn, and so we'll go tackle that challenge.
Well, that's what you do. When we talk about the challenge of the postseason, you build and you want to work towards being the best that you can be at the right time. You feel pretty good about. I know you've had ups and downs and you've had injuries to deal with, but you're pretty healthy now. You feel pretty good about where your team's at and what you've been doing the last couple weeks.
Well, I wouldn't say we're pretty healthy now. I got Brindley back, which really helped, but I've lost a cast of other players, and that's been really challenging for us. And we've also, I'm sure like other teams, though, have had the flu come through, and, we've had a tough time. I wanted to mention my other seniors, though. They all have played for me for, most of them for 5 years, because a lot of them came up their 8th grade year. And Riley Warbritton, she's just a real tough defender, and, she gets it around the block. She's pretty much going to score. Great rebounder. Had Sarah Marshall, who unfortunately did not get to play much. She has had multiple knee injuries, and, unfortunately for her, she's still stuck it in there for us and, kind of took on like a manager role. So that was, real good of her. We enjoy having her around. Aubrey Merritt, she's really smart, knows everything from all 5 positions, and, just a real tough player. And then Jules Weiss, transferred from Oakland her sophomore year. She's turned into our point guard, real good defender, real tough, takes a lot of charges, takes a lot of pride in that. So, we just kind of mix it around. And so we've had Brindley and Mia, Riley, Sarah, Aubrey, and Jules. Just, 6 girls that I'm going to miss.
Oh, absolutely, Coach. Of course, that's the good news and the bad news about this thing is you grow the young ladies, and it's always a challenge because you've got recurring, you've got recurring turnover, but at least you get to enjoy young ladies like this.
That is true. And it's something special. So.
Well, it's Coach Chris Lynch. We appreciate your time. We certainly wish you the best of luck as you head to Fayetteville and get ready for the district tournament. Coach, best of luck, and we'll look forward to talking to you soon.
All right. Sounds great. Appreciate it.
The Coach's Show is brought to you by Dr. Automotive, the cure for your car. Professional auto repair and maintenance from ASE certified mechanics and master mechanics. Check them out online at autorepairsmyrna.com.
Hello, this is Coy Young at Las Casas Feed Supply. We'd like to welcome you to our door.
I'm Ian Young.